Hey guys, welcome to a block day. If it's Wednesday, you're working on your first and second period work, and if it's Thursday, you're doing third and fourth. If you want to do them all in one day and then take a day off, that's up to you, as long as you can get everything done. So we're going to talk about what we're doing today. First, let's talk about our project presentation. Some of you have turned them in and they are great. Some of you have turned them in and you need to fix them. Remember, your presentation should be interesting and fun and make me want to watch it over and over again. You need visuals, which is pictures, drawings, a video clip or something. So you need to have something where I can see what it is you're talking about, and then audio, your voice or another voice, maybe you have an electronic voice or something, going over and talking about what you found out. You should not just be reading word for word your research. That's super boring, okay? So find out about something, find out a little bit extra, maybe something you didn't write down in your research, and tell us about that. You're presenting the information, you're teaching us about what you found out. Okay, if you're doing Canva or PictoChart, you don't need audio. It takes a while to learn how to use those programs. It's more of like a graphic design thing. If that's something you want to do, you can play around with that. The formats are in the directions. So if you have an idea of something you want to do, check the directions and then ask me about it. We're not doing Google Slides. You're not just copying and pasting all your stuff into a Google Slide. If you did a Google Slide, you had to learn how to screencast or record your screen and explain everything. Again, don't read word for word each slide. I can read your slide. Okay, you should need to put some personality into it, put some stuff in there that's interesting. Don't write everything on the slide so you have something to talk about. You could just do a picture and then you can talk about what the picture is. Okay, so make it interesting. Don't put me to sleep. This is due on Friday. So remember, you can go back and look at directions. You can go back and look at the video that I made last time talking about it. You can email me with questions. All right, this entire video you need to watch. I'm stopping answering questions and comments that are answered in videos. Okay, a lot of you have been asking me questions that's either written on eClass or in the video, and I'm not even going to respond anymore. I'm not even going to tell you watch the video. Okay, you've got to figure this out. I can't be making 100 comments on things that I've already explained. So you've got to figure it out. Okay. There are some Nat Geo videos in this video, but you're going to have to be watching them on your own, and I'll explain that in a minute. Okay. All right. So I want you to remember what these words mean in your head right now. You don't have to write anything down. Just think about it. What does predation mean? Predation. All right, hopefully you thought about predators and prey, and predators hunting prey, and maybe catching them and eating them. If you did, great job. Mutualism. That's how you say that word, mutualism. Think about what that means. If you thought of two organisms in a close relationship and both of them benefiting from that relationship, that is correct. Good job. Competition. What does that mean? Competition. Don't use the word compete. All right, if you thought of organisms struggling for resources or fighting over resources. So plants both need light and one of them grows taller than the other. It's going to outcompete the other for light. Parasitism. Parasitism. What does that mean? If you thought of one organism in a close relationship with another organism where one benefits and one is harmed, that is correct. The parasite benefits, the host is harmed. Usually not killed, but harmed. And our last word, commensalism. That's how you say that, commensalism. What do you think that means? If you thought of one organism benefiting while the other organism is unaffected, that is correct. Good job. All right, we're going to talk a little bit about some National Geographic videos and data and research today to help us solidify our understanding on these ecological interactions. So we see that there is a penguin here with a camera on its back. What do you think they're doing? I'm sure you guessed it. They want to know what the penguin's doing when it goes into the ocean, because we can't really see what it's doing when it goes into the ocean. And if a diver went down to watch it, the penguin might not behave like it normally would because there's a human there and they're not used to humans, and so they might be a little wary, or they might be interested in the human and curious about them and not act exactly the way they normally would act. So they put on these critter cams, and then they're able to see where the penguin goes, what does it do, what does it eat, how does it interact with other penguins, and then they look at the video footage and they make conclusions and see if their hypotheses are correct and so on. So we're going to try that out today. So you're going to have to put this presentation. I'm going to put the links to all these videos in eClass. So you're going to have to watch this video, because when I try to watch it and record it, it doesn't do the sound. Okay, so you're going to pause here and you're going to go to eClass, and there'll be a link to this video. Okay, so you're going to watch this monk seal video. I think it's 3 minutes. And you're going to see their hypothesis. The scientists thought that the monk seals are going to hunt for food in the coral reef. It's called an atoll. Okay, so the name of the coral reef area, it's an atoll. And so that's where they think they're hunting. So they put the critter cam on and they're trying to find out if this is true or not. So you're trying to see, is this correct? What relationships have you observed? Is it commensalism, parasitism, mutualism, competition, mutualism? I think I said that one already. Predation. What are you seeing in this video? Okay, so you're going to write down in your notes critter cam, monk seals, and then you're going to answer those 2 questions. So pause the video, write those down, go watch this other video, and then come back. Okay, clownfish and sea anemones. So you're going to write this in your notes. Clownfish and sea anemones. What's happening in each video? Look for the roles of each organism. So there's going to be a link for this. Okay, there's 2 videos. Giving fish a bath is one video. What's happening? What relationship is it? And then clownfish and sea anemone. What's happening? What relationship is it? So you're going to pause the video here, go to eClass, watch both of those videos, answer in your notes what is going on. Okay, this one doesn't have a video, so you're just going to write in your notes lemon shark. Okay, and so you see this picture and you see a big shark, that's the lemon shark, and then you see these little remoras on the lemon shark. And some of you researched this, so you already know what's going on. And if you haven't researched it, maybe look and see what you think is happening. Maybe if you first saw this, you thought they were parasites. Maybe you just thought they were getting protection. Maybe they were hiding. Okay, but what's actually happening is they are attaching themselves for 2 reasons. They get a free ride and they get protection. Okay, so this was discovered in 1986 by a National Geographic explorer. He kind of was one of the first people to use a critter cam, because he realized if he put a camera right where those remoras are, then he would be able to see everything the shark was doing. So that was like the critter cam's invention, and he was able to figure out what's going on. All right, we're going to write these down in our notes. Okay, so if you need to make a new page, make a new page. You don't have to write that one down, but your title would be ecological relationships. So those are the 5 that we talked about. Predation is the first one. So you're going to write down when one organism hunts and kills another, or tries to kill another. It's not always successful. The hunter is the predator, the hunted is the prey. I know a lot of you found out about herbivory. We're not going to include that in predation for right now. We're just going to stick with hunting and killing other organisms that can, run away. We're not going to talk about plants in this one. So a wolf hunting a deer. Your next one's competition. It's when 2 or more organisms fight for a limited resource or struggle for a limited resource. You can't use the word compete when you're defining the word competition, because you're using the same word to define it. You can't do that. An example would be plants fighting over sunlight. And when you think of plants fighting over sunlight, you're like, well, they don't really fight, but one will grow higher than the other, or one will grow on top and like grow up like a vine growing on top. Kudzu does that, and it totally shades out the plant, and the plant it's growing on will die. So plants can compete for things. All right, and then our last three are types of symbiosis. So you need to know symbiosis is like a general thing. Okay, so it's a close relationship where at least one benefits. So it's kind of like when you're thinking about ice cream. So ice cream is a general thing, and then there's lots of flavors of ice cream. So symbiosis is a general thing when there's a relationship, and then these are the three flavors or types of symbiosis. And so we have mutualism is the relationship where both benefit. When I remember this, I usually put a smiley face, smiley face. Okay, so mutualism, smiley face, bees and flowers. And you already saw my video on that. Commensalism is when one benefits and one doesn't get help, doesn't get harmed. That would be a smiley face, and then a face with just a straight line for its mouth, because it's not sad, but it's not happy. Okay, and then the last one, parasitism, is a close relationship where one organism benefits and the other is harmed. And this would be smiley face, sad face. All right, so when you're finished with this, you are going to check eClass. I have put some review videos and review games for you to get ready for our quiz. Remember, our quiz is on Friday. And then you can use any time that you have left to work on your presentation. Okay, remember, we have a quiz, so I want you to spend at least 10 minutes doing Quizlet or quizzes, and if I can find a Kahoot, I'll put a Kahoot on there too. Kahoot, at least 10 minutes practicing those things. All right, have a wonderful day.